Hello and welcome everyone to this what we're calling the Makeshift Boro Lounge. I'm joined with two of the Boro's longest serving players, Rick Smith and Ollie Martin. How have you lads been keeping? Hopefully keeping safe.
Go on, Al. Let you
Go
go
on, I'll
first.
start. No, it's going all right. Obviously, there's only so much you can do in your time off. Obviously, usually this time of year we'll still be in season, so you sort of sat around scratching your head a bit. But you just try and find anything to keep you busy. I'm still working from home, so it's not too bad. So most of my days taken up as it is. It's just the evenings where I've got a bit of downtime. Obviously, got to get your hours exercise in as well. Otherwise, you'll just go insane, just sat inside all day. But no, going all right.
Rick?
Yeah, it's been hard to be fair. I'm off work now, so I'm literally just sat around the house doing bits and trying to keep myself busy, watching videos and doing little workouts in that way I can. But it's a bad time, and obviously no one expected it, but you just have to deal with what's obviously going on in front of you, don't you? So it's frustrating because I think we did start to kick on a little bit under Lee, so it's just I don't know whether we'll carry that on next season or what. I don't know, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that because towards what was our last two games, it looked like it was turning a bit of a corner. They picked up a couple of points. Do you think if the season would have carried on, we would have grabbed that first win under Lee and then pushed on forward?
Yeah, I think so. I think the way that training was going, obviously the last few weeks training was a lot better, and everyone knew which way we wanted to go, and everyone wanted to go in the same direction. I think Ollie was obviously a big part of us doing so well, and that's probably been the main steady thing that we've had. But Lee's come in and settled the ship a bit and got us going where we want to be going, but probably just come a bit too early now. This obviously we don't want to be stopping the season, but lives are better than football. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's that I think the main thing is that there's a steadiness at the club now. When everything sort of happened and changed, there was a bit of uncertainty with the players, just because no one really knew what was going on. It was a bit of a shock, what happened. But now Lee's come in, as Rick said, it's steadied the ship, and he's brought the lads together, and you can see in the performances in the games where he was in charge, it was it was night and day from what it was around sort of late January, early Feb. But it's like Rick says, it's you can't help what's happened with coronavirus and all that. You just got to remember it's the same for everyone as well. Yeah. So no one's at an advantage or disadvantage. So it's the same for everyone.
I think as well, if you look at it, you look at what mistakes we've made. They've cost us the games. They've cost us the points. Really, it's our own errors from obviously a bit of inconsistency from all around how training was, games being called off, and not really knowing what was going on. So I think now a bit of consistency, we'll know how we're gonna be and what the results are gonna be like, sort of thing. So
yeah, in a way, this sort of break might help because it's like when we do go back, it's a completely fresh, clean slate that we can build off, and hopefully you can start as you mean to go on. Especially for Lee as well, he'll want to implement his style. He'll have the players who he wants. So we'll just have to see what happens when the season comes round, whenever that is.
Yeah, like we're saying, it's difficult for everyone, but obviously knowing that the club's going to be stable and then going in the right direction is obviously positive for everyone to see, like both on and off the pitch, sort of thing. Are you all keeping in contact with each other, sort of thing, with Lee and all the other lads and everything?
It's a hard one because obviously the season would usually be going, and obviously still be in touch through training and stuff. But because of can't train or nothing, it's just dribs and jabs sort of in the chat and stuff, and like chatting to Lee in the chat and that. But it's hard because no one really knows what to do. I think that's the main thing that's a bit strange for everyone. You don't really know because do you keep in touch with people who might not be at the club next season? Do you know what I mean? So it's a strange one.
I think it's, I think that's the sort of beauty of social media and, the WhatsApp groups that we're in. You never know sort of who you might play with in the future. So lads who, might leave the club now, you never know, you might be playing with them again in a few months, in a year or so. I personally try and keep in touch with most of the lads if I can, just because the more people, the better, especially in football.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, before we go on to a bit more of the fun stuff, talk about what we've been doing and stuff like that. Ollie, can we ask you what's possessed you to shave your head?
Well, I was going to answer that in the next bit, the fun bit. Honestly, I'll show you a picture where it was getting to. I look like a 15-year-old kid. It was just like it was going long on the sides and everything.
Now you look like a 7-year-old kid.
I know, well, 7 or 70. It's I was honestly just sitting there for about an hour with the clippers on my head, just thinking, "Go on, do it." And then just gone right down the middle, and there's no turning back.
Yeah, at least you're not on your own. There's
No,
loads of people doing it.
I'm hoping by the time the season comes back, I'll have a mop like Rick again.
Look at that! Hey. You and your egghead.
Obviously, we've both been at home more than you'd like to be. What have you been doing? You've been playing a bit of Xbox, PlayStation, watching some stuff on Netflix. Got any recommendations, sort of thing?
Yeah, it's funny because I was just speaking to Rick before we come on, and I said to him, "Mate, you need to get a PlayStation, otherwise, like the days will just drag." I've literally, as soon as I finish work, I'm just straight on the PlayStation. With lads, whether it's COD or FIFA. It's one or the other.
I can't, mate. It sends me under. Proper send. I turn aggressive at home.
I've seen you on the road. You play COD on your mobile as well.
I play Call of Duty on my phone, so that's mine. But honestly, I can't have when I was a kid and I had to play like an Xbox, I was addicted. I just got home and that's all I did. I didn't speak to anyone. I just went on that, so I can't do that again.
I still do that, mate.
Got a missus. Oh yeah, it's mad. But yeah, the days I've found getting up a bit later in the days obviously helping. It's you getting up at like 10:30 and the day's virtually half gone. Do you know what I mean? So then. Missy's working from home, so she finishes at 5:30, so that then there's a bit of time together. Do you know what I mean? So, and then just going out for walks when I can. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it is your whole life taken away from you. You can't go out, just doing the basic things, going getting food and stuff like that. And
you take it for granted normally.
Oh, 100%. And queuing for shops. I've been doing the shopping, and it drives me under. Honestly, I just want to get a few bits. But
I was going to say, I've just been going to the co-op. It's not even a co-op. It's like a corner shop basically. There's no queue in there. No one hardly goes there, but it's got everything you need. Yeah. But it's a mad time. You at the end of the day, you're stuck to the confines of your house.
What have you been doing, Adam?
I've literally rinsed Netflix. If I'm honest, I'm watching Tiger King. It's so far fetched. It's so far fetched, but it's real. It's absolutely insane.
He did a documentary with Louis Theroux. That's where I'd seen him originally, and that's obviously he was a nutter on that. But there's loads of stuff coming out now that he doesn't even like cats and all that. He's just honestly
fake.
Mad. Yeah, but
I've not watched it yet.
Get on it, Ollie. It's good. It's good to be fair.
Mad.
But another one I've watched. Have you watched Save Me?
No,
it's on Sky. It's basically this guy's daughter gets like abducted, and he goes and tries to find her, and that it's mad, honestly. But it's just, a new season's just come out, so it's like a second one. But you have to watch the first one first. You can't do the second straight away.
Obviously.
But yeah, it's good. But it's good. But I'm nailing everything. We watched it all. Netflix has been hammered.
Yeah, I bought Disney Plus.
Nearly finished Sunderland Till I Die, the second one.
Already watched it, yeah.
Great,
it's very good.
2 episodes left.
It's what the Borough need, that, filming through the season.
I know, yeah.
Tell you.
That's what this is. It's part of it.
It's the close we're going to get in a minute.
Yeah. Zoom voice chat. Running on the pitch of it.
It'd be like the end of last season, everyone running on the pitch. That was madness. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's still we've still got the chat from like last season from obviously getting promoted and that, and everyone just still buzzes off that day. It was one of the best football days ever. That honestly, it's unreal.
Seen that bench
video again. At Rick doing the John Terry full kit.
That's what I mean. You only have it once in life, don't you? So you might as well do it properly.
That's class.
But the whole day was just from start to finish was just unreal. Do you know what I mean? And when we first come into when I come back from obviously being at Ashton and that, and I come back to Radcliffe, you could see from John and Frank that what they wanted to do and how they wanted to go up and sort of that. So from the start of the season, when there's probably 5 of us in the bar at the end of the game, so then the end of the season being 20 lads in the bar at the end of the game, you know what I mean? It's more than just football, it's mates, and it was sort of life in a way.
It was a good environment to be in. It was we had that sort of camaraderie last season, which is that's worth 10 points a season. Staying behind, socialising with your teammates, that's worth an extra 10 points a season.
Yeah, 100%. And we had a lot of good characters who were winners. Do you know what I mean? So that helps everything.
Like when we eventually get back playing football, what do you think? Do you think we'll start getting that back? Start winning games again? Get everyone back on side, sort of thing. The crowd start going up again.
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously you can see that the crowds were better this season as well. Like as a whole, as like an average, there was a lot more there at each game. All you have to look at is the playoff final, with over 1,000 people at Radcliffe. Which the whole time I've been there, I've never seen, apart from obviously when FC come and stuff like that. But it's I think the wins will pick up. I think like Ollie said before, I think a fresh start next season helps everything. It gives Lee the structure to do what he needs to do.
Definitely.
It should be good. Eventful season. Obviously, probably have new faces in, new faces out, stuff like that. Obviously, people will start getting that buzz around again. Hopefully, should be good. Well, whenever it happens.
Literally, you just got itchy feet, itchy hands. Just sort of sat around waiting for it to come around, or for any sort of. I mean, we've only just had the news that the season's null and void. But we just think the next one's just waiting for the text off everyone to say when pre-season starts.
Yeah, it'll be an early one this year. Everyone will want to get in early. 2-month pre-season.
Sure.
Everyone will be sweating out Moretti's.
More of a Peroni on myself.
I'm trying them all, me. Everything keep changing every night.
Beer connoisseur. Yeah,
honestly, mad. But yeah, it's you just got to try and keep yourself ticking over. I think it's a big craze at the minute. Everyone doing home workouts, isn't it? You know what I mean? So YouTube's getting hammered for everything, but you just have to take it in your step, don't you?
Yeah, you just got to try and get creative with what you got. I mean, where I am, we've not got a garden. The only sort of bit of outside we've got, it's because we're on the ground floor as well in the apartment block. It's sort of working out right in front of everyone's windows. So we've only got like a underground car park where no one obviously is. But that's I feel like Wayne Rooney Street striker if I got a footy down there.
Ollie doing sidewinders in car park.
You smash windows there.
Yeah, 100%. We all kick in as well.
Have you give any of the challenges a go with the toilet paper, top bins, and everything like that? I've seen Harry put one on. Well, probably ruined it.
Should have.
I can't do 10 keep-ups with a normal footy. Never mind a toilet roll.
No, I've tried it, but I've not videoed it. I feel like just volume one out the garden, to be honest, but it probably won't go down very well with everyone else wanting toilet roll at the minute, will it?
Hang on. You spend all season putting them over the houses at Radcliffe.
That's 100%. I know, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
Yeah, it's we had a little joke. Me and me and Matty Crovers and Dawson had a little joke in last game we played, and I said that first ball that comes to me, I'm going to put it over the house over there. And players come to me, and I put it straight over the house and just looked at Dorsey, just laughing. And I'm thinking, what am I doing here? I thought, well, welcome to non-league, mate. Welcome.
Hey, now you know what it's like to live in my shoes, Rick.
Yeah, it's just got to do it, haven't you?
Just has to be done.
Yeah.
Obviously, we pointed to, like Ollie said, that the season obviously been made null and void. It's finished. Like, obviously it doesn't count, but how do you think it went, like, on a personal level, like clean sheets, goals, everything?
I think we'll both agree we started the season very well. I think we had 10 wins and a bounce or something. Yeah, it was. But I think one of the problems like this year is we had quite a few little niggly injuries and stuff, and it put people out constantly. So it's always sort of shuffling the team and that. And I think that's what it's really cost us in ways, because, you know, from having them 10 wins in a row or whatever it was, to not even getting a win in 10, do you know what I mean? It was always going to be hard to come back from that. But me personally, I've had such an up and down season and cost so many goals this year. It's been ridiculous. But I think it's just due to inconsistency. I think that's what the main thing is. You know, no one ever means to play bad. Do you know what I mean? Or make mistakes, but it just happens.
It's you know, it's one of them. I think at the start of the season, we were new into this league. I know a lot of the players that we had in the side were sort of, you know, almost like veterans of, you know, Step 3, Northern Premier League and whatnot. You know, I don't think we started results-wise sort of as well as what we wanted. But you got to remember as well, a lot of the time we were in a false position in the table because of the games that we were catching up on. You know, I think at one point we were like 18th, but then, like Rick said, we went on a 10-game unbeaten streak. And then next thing you know, you're 4 points off South Shields just before Christmas. You know, I think it was just you know, late Jan, early February, which has obviously killed us, really. You know, as soon as there's a bit of like uncertainty, no matter sort of how headstrong you are, that's going to affect you. You know, sort of every goal, every goal, there's going to be a mistake leading up to it, but sometimes you can't help it. You know, you're only human at the end of the day. Like Rick says, you don't put your boots on before a game to go and make a mistake. It's, you know, that just happens. That's football at the end of the day.
But obviously, like you mentioned, the start of the season was like the winning games and then like getting beat the next week. But obviously, like you said, you mentioned they turned it around. That 10-game win streak, it felt like the club was really on an up sort of thing. And then obviously what happened, and then all the uncertainty. Do you think now that we're back on that straight road next season, you'll want to hit the ground running, bring some new faces in, and just hit the ground running and see what you can achieve?
Yeah, definitely. I think like that 10-game run streak, we weren't smashing teams out of the park. Do you know what I mean? We were grinding results out from a league that we'd never been in before, so it was hard. But yeah, I think it's a new season. You've got to start off well. You've got to have a good pre-season with getting to gel everyone in the team, and one thing that we missed this year was goals. We just missed that clinical thing that we had last year of we scored at the right times and we stopped chances at the right times. You know what I mean? So I don't know how many clean sheets have we have this year now.
12, not that I'm counting.
12. So
no one void, so it didn't happen. So
well,
0.
Yeah, it's true. But like you say, last year we ended on like 20, 21, and it's hard. It is hard because you work all of pre-season to do something, and obviously then look now it's basically been pointless, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I guess it's been pointless in the sense of no one's going up, no one's going down. But you know, for personal performances and that,
it's at the end of the day, you know, no matter how you look at it, we've played most of the season, you know, and you're going to have experiences from this season that everyone's going to take into next season as well, you know. So just because it's null and voided on, you know, on paper, I think there's still positives to take going into next season, and that's where the excitement comes from, really, because you know the mistakes that you make or you made this season, and you're going into pre-season for the next season with a fresh mind. You know what you want to do, and you're going to be excited for it. Plus, you know, we're going to have like 5 or 6 months of football, so I think everyone's going to be raring to go, really. And you know, you're going to want to step your performances up because of the break that we've had, because everyone's missing football.
Yeah, so it's hard because obviously you aren't going to be playing for what's going to end up being 5 or 6 months, hopefully. But like it's still like in limbo with the Premier League and like leagues below, all the way down to, is it the National League, I think.
Yeah, they're still going. Yeah,
it's like it's a strange position because obviously you still hear all the Premier League pundits and everything like that talking about the fact that they could still go ahead, Liverpool can win the league, but we're not getting like your like perspective sort of thing. Obviously, your season's pretty much, I'm not going to say pointless, like you said, but you get your experiences. But what have you made of the decision not getting into the nitty-gritty sort of thing to make the season null and void?
I don't think it really, you know, it doesn't necessarily matter for us, just because we weren't, you know, even if we went on points per game, we weren't going up, we weren't going down. You know, it's more, you look at the teams who are up there, like, you know, like South Shields, they've been knocking on the door for a couple of years, and then they've obviously put a lot of money into the club with a view of going up and, you know, getting the prize money or whatever you get. You know, so it's the teams that were doing well that you've sort of got to feel sorry for in our leagues. But it's strange how it's all happened, you know, without it sort of happening from the top down, because, you know, we're a feeder league for the National League North, they're a feeder league for the National League. But at what point? Well, it's obviously at the National League point where you're not going to have relegated teams, or if you are, you know, you don't know what's going to happen with it. So it is a bit strange, but I think for Radcliffe as a club, it don't really mean that much to us, just because we weren't going up, we weren't going down, we were safe.
I think the difference is for us and lower league clubs is that football's not a be all and end all. I think you've got life to still live. Do you know what I mean? So for us, we've got jobs. So some people could be doctors, could be whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's probably why they took that decision to do it in our league, because other people have got other things to think about. They've got families to think about, and I know higher up, they're pretty much full time, so they've not got other jobs they need to worry about. And, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of money in it. There's not as much money lower down the league, so that's probably why they've stopped ours. But I think, yeah, your family and your health's more important than football at the minute.
Yeah, that's paramount in it. No matter what happens with everyone, it's paramount that everyone's safe and make sure that we beat this virus sort of thing and get through it on the other side. Yeah. I'll start bringing it to a close sort of thing. Like this season, there's been plenty of games, plenty of goals. What's been your favourite match, and then possibly your favourite goal or favourite save in your case? Or we're trying to pick a few goals wise, and we've like narrowed it down to Ty's goal against Witton, Daz's goal the other week, and there's a couple of others as well.
To be fair, I think my probably one is the Mickleover game away. To be honest, I think it was a really, really tough game that we were obviously playing in, and Elliot's come off the bench and done what he's done. And then we go down the other end and we're defending for our lives. I've made blocks. I think Ollie's made a couple of saves, and it wasn't just an attacking and defending performance. It was a whole round performance of grinding out results, which I think that we've learned that we had to do in this league this year. But yeah, there's been a few, but you never really think about them until you look back on highlights. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's hard because I mean I've literally just sort of this week I've been that bored. I've been going through all the highlights. But even like in my head, I can't really sort of think of, you know, a particular game. Like I said, the Mickleover game. Obviously, that we went to Mickleover. I think at the time we were either level with them or we were above them in the league. But you know, we fancied ourselves. But at the end of the day, it's not the best place to go. And they were tough. They were experienced and big. You know, and like Rick says, Rocker comes off the bench and it's went in from 30 odd yards, and then you know it's last ditch defending for the last like 20 minutes, and they're the best sort of wins where it's just, you know, it's a snatch and grab away from home, and you know that you've worked hard for that win. I can't even remember the actual score, but if it gets a clean sheet, then that makes it sweet. But you know, they're the sort of games that you love. My personal one, even though it's strange because even though we got beat, my personal favourite, like the atmosphere, was FC on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
You know, it's that sort of atmosphere. Or the South Shields away, again, we got beat, but it's, you know, that's the atmosphere that just sort of gets you up for a game. And, you know, we sort of had that last year as well, sort of going towards the final few games. You know, it was a great experience to be involved with.
I was going to mention that Mickleover game. I remember after the game itself, he was in the bar for a good half an hour after. Everyone was buzzing, obviously except Mickleover, and the fans were coming up to like used to and Rocker, and they just couldn't believe what we'd done really, because it was a rocket of a goal, to be fair. And then like we knew that we was on the up, I think, at that point. Like I said, I'll start closing it off now. I'm gonna let you two sign it off a little bit. Have you got a message for the fans in this little break, just to keep supporting us and hope to see them next season, sort of thing?
Go on, Al.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's been a bit of an up and down season. This one just gone, but hopefully, you know, we start off on the right foot next season. We have the season that we sort of should have had this year. You know, performances will be there. Obviously, thanks all the fans for this season, for the support this season. Hopefully, we'll see you all there again next season. Up the borough.
Go on, Al. Yeah, I'm the same. I just obviously thanks to everyone who's come this season. I know it's been a pointless season, but thanks for everything you've done for us and the time you spent at the club, and obviously thanks to Marcus and that and the owners for obviously letting us play for the club, and then thanks for everyone volunteering at the club. So yeah, we'll see you next season.
Yeah, stay safe.
Stay safe.
That's a wrap on the first episode of this Makeshift Boro Lounge. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one. Everyone stay safe.